can see behind me, it is in the current pre-sheetrock drywall stage, and we are currently meeting with the builder right now in order to discuss the framing and what comes to the home. So let's enjoy the tour today.
Basically, as you're coming through, pretty much throughout the house, you'll see a lot of switches about, shoulder height, neck height. Those are going to be all just your switch plates for your lights. So all the bedrooms are going to have two. They're going to be a double box. One will be for your light, and then one will be for a fan. So this room is wired for a fan as well. It'll be the same in the master bedroom, the two bedrooms on the side. Your family room's wired for a fan. And I'll show you those as we're going through. All the boxes you see down a little bit lower, those are just all your regular outlets that you can plug into for your lamps and phone chargers, TVs, different things like that. And then, as you can see, insulation. We do insulation on all the exterior walls, so none of the interior walls. Window-wise, we foam seal around all the windows. Just helps prevent the draft when we do our energy inspections as well. If we didn't say foam seal around this window when we do our different energy inspections, it would be able to pick that up if there's a leak in the home. I'll show you again here. I'll show you again at the closing too. But windows, there's always two locks at the top. They'll open and close. Left and right is locked. Left and left is locked, but they do tilt forward for you too, so you can clean them. And then when the time comes after brick and we wash all the brick and the landscape goes in, we'll put the screens in for you too. But I'll show you that again during the other walkthrough, during our new home orientation walkthrough.
And you'll let us know if, let's say, if we want to do a third-party inspection. Okay, this is say right now to do a third party and stuff like that.
Yeah, are you gonna do it just the final or just the final? Yeah, I'll let you know for that. If you're gonna do it, because some people do it at frame time, and now's the time to do it.
Okay, just the final.
Yeah, but closet space behind you. So there'll be double doors on there that'll go in, and then there'll be one rod and one shelf across up here. Then you just see this little silver air duct. That's just a fresh air intake, so it just allows fresh air to get into the AC unit, into the system. So that's the only spot where the fresh air can come in. Everything else that you see ceiling wise, kind of throughout the house, those are going to be all your air returns, your air supplies, where air, heat comes, AC comes and goes. Got to keep the house temperature controlled. So yeah, she's pointing out which you'll see. Kind of as we go a little bit further, it's a little bit easier to see, but all the silver that you see for the decking, it's all a radiant barrier tech shield. Just helps kind of reflect any heat out of it. I mean, the attic still does get hot, but it helps reflect some of that heat out of there. We got hall bathroom space, so there'll be double switches as you come in. One will be for the vanity light. The other one will be for your exhaust vent. So all the bathrooms get an exhaust vent. So really, just if you're taking a shower, just recommended to use that just to move some steam out of the bathroom, so it's not messing with any of the paint or anything like that on the walls. So all the bathrooms will have exhaust vents, and then we do one in the laundry room as well. But you'll have your sink connection here, then we have your toilet, and then we have the tub shower combo right here with the valve down below your shower head up high.
You'll see PEX, right?
PEX, yep. So PEX lines, yeah. So PEX is, I think, most people use it nowadays for their water lines, but you'll see the different, red is hot, blue is cold, and they're good. They have the capability, if there ever was a freeze, they do have some flex to them. It's not like a PVC where if it freezes, or a copper, it's going to crack. There's no play to it, where these are a little bit different. But kind of flex dining room space we're in now. So nice big opening coming in. We got the double windows looking out over on the corner lot there on the side. Plenty of outlets along the way, one under the windows, two on that side, and two on this side, and then just one switch in this room, and that'll be for the light fixture in the middle of the room. And then you can see that radiant barrier a little bit more. You'll see these black channels here. They're called baffles. So how they work, so they go around. You'll see them all around the perimeter of the house. Two-story is a little bit different, but one-story. So basically how it works is you'll see these soffit vents along the sides, the silver vent there.
Yeah.
So as air rises, air needs somewhere to go. If not, it's going to get trapped, because when we put the blown insulation in your ceiling, it goes all the way over. It doesn't allow for any ventilation in the attic. So we put these channels in, so it just gives air as it rises through that soffit vent a way to get up through that attic and get out of your air hawk vents and your
Oh, I
ceiling
see.
space.
It's like an area.
So just a clear area allows the insulation to still get all there, but allows that air to still travel where it does, so ventilation in that attic. And we'll finish on this side of the house. We'll kind of continue, just kind of work along the left side. So we'll head into the kitchen area next. So great kitchen space, nice sized kitchen. Basically, if we're envisioning kitchen space, so where the blocking is, that's going to be the top of the bottom cabinets is going to be roughly in that area. Then you'll have your backsplash in between here, and then the bottom of the upper cabinets will go up and then go up into this area. So all these little outlet boxes that you see sideways, those are just going to be your regular plug-ins. There'll be GFCI outlets because they're within a certain distance to water, which I'll show you how those work when we do our final walkthrough. But plenty of outlets in your backsplash. You'll have your cooktop space right in here, and then your oven, and then the microwave vent for your venting right exactly right to the outside. Refrigerator space is to my back here, so you have your water line for your refrigerator, and then your outlet plug right there. So you figure your cabinets are probably going to end somewhere in this area, and then this will be the refrigerator over. So lighting for this area, switches are going to be right to his back. You'll see that triple box. So there'll be three. So how that'll work is one will give you light coming, kind of your hallway space lights.
So this switch.
Exactly, yes sir, yep. One will be for the two pendant lights, which you had added the pendant lights, so those are just centered over the island. And then the other ones are going to be for these circular, they're blue in the kitchen, just what they used in the kitchen was blue. But those are kind of your hallway space lights in your kitchen, and those will be your LED discs. So those will be those circular discs that are like the bottom. So, the other two switches, as we're continuing along, one of them is going to be for the pantry light, and then the other one is going to be for your two LED lights right here, kind of in your breakfast dining space. So the breakfast area, so we got our box window. So nice little seating area here, and then these windows will operate the same as I showed you at the front. You'll be able to lift them open and close, and they do tilt forward. You'll have some screens right there as well. But again, nice view. Plenty of natural light coming in. I mean, we're only 10 o'clock, and obviously we don't have any power in here right now, but plenty of light. Kind of from the dining space, transitioning into family room. So we're at the back of the family room now. Again, we got your outlets along the way. Window, got your back door, and then we'll have the two windows here looking out over into the backyard. Two switches for your backside here. One will be for the LEDs, and one will be for the free wire on the back of the building.
So he can hook up like what you call it, the ceiling fan.
Yep. The middle one is wired for a fan, at least block for it, so you're ready to go.
Okay.
Kind of the main wall in the family room has a couple of outlets, and then this is where our first of our TV and internet drops is. So that's where you see the green and white wires, so that's your TV and internet. So they'll center that right on the wall. We try and keep an outlet right by it as well, so you're not, not having to drag an extension cord across the room. So everything's set up right there. And then lighting for this area. So we have switches here. They're going to be for your 4 LEDs, so you can kind of follow the black 1, 2. And then you have 2 on the other side, so there's 4 LEDs. Those will all be on one switch, and then you'll have 2 switches right for that middle one. One for the light, one for the fan. Transition, work our way into the master bedroom. So we'll have a linen closet across from there. We'll have hallway space, and then we'll have our bed space here. Double switches coming into the master. One for the light, one for the fan. We got the trade ceiling, so just to give that little bit of a definition there. Try and do outlets on both sides of the bed for you. Again, for lamps, phone chargers, different things like that. And then you have TV and internet again on this shared wall here on this far wall. When I'm putting a TV in the bedroom, you're wired ready to go for that. I didn't mention it in the front room, but all the bedrooms are wired for smoke detectors. So that's what this other little circle disc is up in here. So that's going to be, if ever happen to be a fire, say in this room, and kids were in the front room, you're trying to get everybody out. They're all linked together, so they would alert you guys here, obviously, if there was a fire, and then vice versa. If there was a fire up there, it would alert you guys. So, but got the double windows again, looking out over the backyard, and then gonna work our way into the master bathroom. So you'll have double doors going into the master, 4 switches. One of them is going to be for your vanity light switches. So the his and hers gets their own light over there. We get 1 light for the middle of the bathroom. The shower gets its own light. And then again, like that front room, the exhaust vent, you get an exhaust in this bathroom. Then we have our shower pan and our tub. So shower pan, you'll have tile around, shower glass, you'll have your door, your valve will be here, and then the shower head. And then around the tub, you'll have tile, kind of a tile tub skirt around. There'll be a marble tub skirt here, and then you'll have your valve that'll be able to drain water right into there. Nice big master closet space. You'll have a light switch right on the right side as you're going in. Try and hide that on that side, but double lights in here, just a bigger room, and then we'll get your closet rods and shelves, everything going in here. So nice, good size. And opening right to you, kind of straight ahead of us, is just the opening to the commode space. So you'll have double switches on that back side, one for a light, and then the commode gets its own exhaust as well. Back in the hallway, we'll have our pantry space to the left, which that switch will be right here. And then we'll kind of continue along. It's just all solid wall. Got some switches here. Little bump out, another switch here. This is going to be light for your hallway space going this way. Yeah, so if you walk into the front door, you're not walking through a dark area. Have another light switch here, which will give you light in this hallway space. Then we'll have our bathroom. Bathroom switch-wise, just like the other one, 1 light, 1 for the exhaust vent. We'll have our sink right in front of you, tub, toilet, and then your tub shower combo. This bathroom, a little bit of a different setup. It's got this extra white pipe, and that's just your primary drain for your AC unit. So if the house is really quiet, the AC is running, it's 110 degrees out, you might hear a little condensation gurgling through there, and I'll show you again when the time comes. We might hear it, we might not, just depending on the outside temperature. But ties right into that drain line, and then goes up into your attic space. And once we can get up into the attic, I'll show you where it goes up there. But another little linen closet here. And then these 2 bedrooms, very similar mirror-wise. They kind of mirror each other except the closets, but you'll have 2 switches in each bedroom, 1 for the light, 1 for the fan. Closet space behind, and then this closet does get a light in this closet. These windows don't tilt forward. These ones just slide left to right. Yeah, so they'll just slide left to right. And then like any broken windows, like we got a broken window here, we could just swap out the glass. Usually I'll swap that glass out after the brick is finished out. And then the other bedroom, again, we got our double switches, light and fan, got our smoke detector, window slides left to right. And then this closet, a little bit different. It's got this, it looks like a breaker panel for your breakers, but it's actually it's kind of a central hub for the house. I like to call it the brain of the house, but all your TV and internet drops throughout the house, everything's going to come back to this point. So when the time comes, there'll be a cover on it, but we get you closed, you're getting moved in, getting settled. You have Comcast or Consolidated, one of the providers come out here. They hook up internet. They'll be able to come right here, hook up their router right here, and then from there, everything's going to go out to the different locations. So it kind of saves you from having a bunch of different wires hanging around. Just a central spot there for you. Laundry room space. We've got our washing machine on the left, so you get your hot and cold, get your drain line that you kind of see going through. A little clean out, couple electrical outlets to plug in, and then dryer wise, we do electric or gas. So if you're still shopping around for that, you can go gas, you can go electric, whatever you prefer. We're pre-wired, pre-installed for both. We do 2 switches as you're coming in, 1 for the light, and then we do an exhaust vent in here. Just again, if it's 115 out on a hot summer day, that dryer is running, we want to try and move some of the warm air out of the house. That exhaust vent helps do that.
So then, where does this exhaust, where does it go, attic straight up?
So it's gonna go. Yeah, let me see. It's gonna go up and. Yeah, so it goes up and angles out of the ceiling, the roof decking up in that area there. So.
That should be
But-
clean. Awesome.
Yeah, so when they do it, there's a certain formula that goes to it because it only can run a certain length straight, and then it has to angle and kind of work its way up and make sure that try and keep everything moving as it can. Garage space. So good sized garage. You guys got that extra 5-foot bump out extension over there. A couple of switch boxes right as you're walking into the garage. One is going to be for the garage door opener. One is going to be for the interior lights in the garage. One is going to be for the light going up into the attic space. And then one is going to be for the coach light on the front of the house. So that'll be able to turn those on.
Then this will be the circuit breaker.
Yep, so this is your main electrical breaker. Yep, so all your breakers, we'll get the wiring coming down, no breakers in yet, but we'll put the breakers in, we'll label all the breakers for you, there'll be a cover on there that'll close up, so you don't have to stare at the breakers all the time. A couple of outlets, so you can, an electrician, if they ever had to do a service, they could plug in right there, they're not, again, dragging extension cords all the way. Little white box down the front here, this is gonna be the emergency water shut off for the home, so if there ever was a leak in the home, if you're heading out of town for 2 months over the cold temperature time, you can shut that water off right there. So try and make it easy accessible for you so you're not running out to the meter box if there is ever a leak. This black pipe will stick out on the other side, but this is the main where the gas comes into the house. So your gas meter will be right on the exterior there. And we've got a couple of outlets, your breakers. And then this box here is the back of the tankless water heater. So that's the tankless water heater. It'll be sheetrocked right over, you won't even know it's there, but there will be a little thermostat off to the side here when the time comes, we get everything trimmed out and start up and running, and it'll tell the temperature of the hot water how hot that comes out. Then insulation along, couple of outlets along the back wall there for, different tools, different things like that. But we'll have a garage door opener in here for you. So open and close your garage door. And then your attic access. So the bigger kind of opening you see right over the door in the ceiling, that'll be an attic pull down, little ladder pull down so you can get up into the attic, and that's where your main HVAC furnace, everything is up there. So once we get that ladder and stuff installed, we'll be able to do, during the final walkthrough, we'll go up there, I'll show you, there's usually some extra material up there. You'll be able to see all the blown insulation, make sure everything's insulated. And, there's a little pipe up there where about once a year you're supposed to put some bleach down just to kind of clear things out. So we got the white pipe sticking out there. That's the main clean out for the house. It will not be that high when the time comes. We'll cut that down, and usually there's some plants and stuff around it. But the main purpose of that, if there was ever a backup in the house, if your tub started back up with water for whatever reason, that's the first spot a plumber's going to go. He'll take that top off and he can put a camera down in there and check out what's going on, see if there's a break or see if there's something blocking those lines there. Electrical outlet here. So when the time comes, this is where your sprinkler control will be. So the one we put the sprinklers, the irrigation in on the outside, that's where that'll be. We got the black pipe sticking out. That's where that gas line, the main gas meter. Yep, that's where your gas meter will be. This is where your electrical meter will be, right in here. They'll connect all this together. We'll put your meter right over here. Then we have the green, white, and orange wiring pipes. So these are where your TV and internet will come into the house. So when you get Comcast Consolidated, one of the providers out here, they'll come in, they'll run their wiring up here, put a box on here for you, and then from here, the wiring that connects here goes to that panel that was in that last bedroom that we were in. So there. And then we did put zip board. I don't know if you're familiar with zip board. A little bit different. We were using a different foam board, but that foam board's back ordered, so the zip is almost a little bit of an upgrade for you, which I like to point out. It's good stuff. It's solid where the foam board has a little bit of flex to it, but as long as the foam board is nailed properly, it's kind of the same where this doesn't need as many nails, but it's a good product. I like using the zip board. We've been using it. But your tankless water heater, so that's where that'll be. Again, not up and running, but this little cover slides off, and then that's the unit there. I'll show you how to use it when we do our final walkthrough. If we drain it for whatever reason, I'll show you how to drain it. Exactly, yep. And then all your connections for your AC unit, the condenser unit will be right here. So we have your copper line, your electrical, and then a service outlet right there. you'll see a couple little white lights sticking out of the sides. Those are, again, just access points for plumbers, cleanouts.
Same like the one.
Exactly. So plumber comes, he's looking to diagnose what's going on. He puts a camera up there. He's able to isolate it to the master bathroom. Okay, to the master bathroom. Boom, there's an access point right there for him, so he can kind of, see what he has to get to right there, a little bit closer for him. And we got our water line. Hose bib, just to water plants, grass, different things like that. If you fill it up a little pool, and then it starts to get a little bit drier in here. And we're in our backyard now. Got the siding on the back. We'll get gutters and everything once the brick is done, once everything's painted. Screens in your windows, and then you have your nice back porch. And then you'll be able to get a pretty good idea. Hopefully by the end of next week, this is my house here too. We're getting ready to put the fence in on this house, so you'll be able to get a kind of a better bearing for it.
Yeah, my wife keeps on asking
Yeah.
how big is the backyard.
Yeah.
I don't know, we'll wait for the
Yeah.
fence to come.
It's probably roughly, that's going to be the property line there, so it's going to fall somewhere kind of running along. But it may be right up where that snake is there. That little one
Oh,
snake is.
that's
So it
a big
may-
fence on this side.
Yep, so it'll be shared. You'll have the shared fence here, and then it'll be, yours will run a little bit longer, and then down your side there. And then back porch wise, you got an outlet on the back porch, and we kind of talked about the lights already. And then your back door going in. Not a whole lot going on this side. Pretty straightforward. It'll just be brick all the way down. You get your box window. We'll have another clean out right on the other side of this box window, which will give access to the kitchen space. And then another hose bib just to wash your cars, different things like that. And we're right back at the front now. Picture windows, and then front porch area. Front porch gets an outlet as well. And then the white wire you see hanging, that's just your doorbell.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to be part of my insider real estate tips and secrets. Hit the like and notification bell to receive up-to-the-minute videos every week.